Hello, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to finish the story now when I got back with my mother after she got out of jail. So when I was shipped back to Jacksonville, um, I got back with my mother, and then we talked about me staying in the different places and the abuse and molestations and different things. You guys, I was molested by both men and women. And as a child, you don't know what's going on. You're confused, and like I said, the fear and abandonment took over me, so I really didn't know how to tell my mother, so I never told her. um she never knew what happened to me until like years later, me confessing, confiding in someone, and them telling my mother. But my mother, I found out, was living in a boarding home where it was multiple rooms that different adults that were renting. And she just did not want me in that environment, not realizing what I was going through with the people that she thought she trusted that was watching me and everything. So when I eventually got back with her, my mother ended up renting a house on the east side. And I'm telling you this part of the story because I want to give you a little bit of background. When I was saying that we were poor and in poverty, listen, that house was so roach and rat infested to where if I set my plate down, roaches was all crawling over my plate. If I had my water or something in a cup, they would be falling out of the ceiling. It was so infested, but I got used to living that way. And it's so crazy because as a kid, I just wanted to be with my mother, so it didn't matter. I used to be home by myself all the time, like 24/7. I believe my mother was working. I know she was struggling, and I didn't know at the time she was struggling. I just thought that's what it was. So, but later on, I realized I knew that my mother had a job and she was on assistance, getting welfare and everything. Because we used to have that big block welfare brown cheese that later, of course, we found out what that was. And so my mother used to be gone all the time. So I was home by myself majority of the time. And listen, that was in the early 80s. And this generation is different, but my generation and the talking adults, like all of us stayed home by ourselves. We could survive without anybody being home. We knew not to answer the door if somebody came to the door for strangers or whatever, but it was bad parenting. But we played outside and we were home by ourselves. That's just what it was. But the level of poverty that I was living in, that I realized as an adult, it was horrible. And that's probably why my doggone immune system's so strong. All them rodents, I remember one particular time, and I'm going to tell you this story. I was in the tub and I was hearing things in the ceiling, like the ceiling was like crumbling down. And I was like, what is going on? And it just kept chipping away. And then a little hole came in and I just started screaming for I was like, Mama, I was screaming for my mama, but it was a big old giant rat and it just fell in my tub. And my mama came in with some type of pipe stick or something and beat the rat to death, and the blood was splashing all in my face. It was so, like I said, that's why my immune system is so good, because I was subjected to some filth. And I remember my mama picking me up out the tub, and later, it's like 5-10 minutes later, it's like nothing happened. It was just crazy. That's the upbringing. So I was in that environment like around 7-8 years old and different things like that. So I'll come back today with you on the second half. I won't wait for you to wait. I won't let you wait until tomorrow, and I'll give you that because I have to tell you it's leading into something. So thank you guys. You have a good night, and I will see you again later on.